club's about winning trophies. I'm inexperienced in a lot of those things.
3-0.
Can you believe it?
Almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we are bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Woo, sir. How you doing? How you doing? Winning dirty and ugly at Old Trafford. Late deflected winner by our boy Marcus Rashford. Does it against Wolves. They're always hard. It's always a tough match. How you feeling after those massive 3 points?
After watching the Leicester match on Boxing Day, I'll take it, sir. 3 points for climbing up the table. That's right. Second place to the team who shall not be named, sir. We haven't been second place in December since, you know what, the greatest troll, Mourinho, did it back in the day when City ran away with it. I think we might be in a race. Huge win for United. If you watch the Sir Alex Ferguson teams, you have to steal games. Wolves defended. They were well organized. They played well. I don't think they went for the win, but everything they were doing worked until Marcus Rashford's deflected effort. You got to give the lads credit. 3 points. On to the next one. Absolutely love to see it.
Love to see it. It's a huge result, huge victory. Like you said, Wolves were just setting up, making it hard for us, making it hard for us to create anything, and hoping just to stifle any kind of attack coming out of United. Pushing it to the very edge, sir. It was like quite a game that we had to wait all the way to the 93rd minute to get the victory, but you can't always win them with beautiful play and just like knockout football. But getting that win, getting that late goal is going to mean so much to the boys.
No, and it's just, that's what the festive period is about. The fixtures come fast and furious, and you need to be able to pip one. Stole one at Wolves, got a draw against Leicester. We probably should have won. This is how football is, and Sir Alex knew it better than anyone. He was in the stands today. He got to see it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the wheel, sir.
Sir, you got to ask the fans. The fans seem to think he's at the wheel. I wasn't sure I wanted to give it to Villa, but the fans have spoken. We'll get
sir,
to that.
You're conservative with the wheel.
I'm conservative with the wheel because I've been there before. We've been burned before, but it feels certainly like it because I like what you said.
You're second.
Leicester.
Sir, Manchester
We're
United.
second. We're second.
Do you hear me?
I know.
2
points off. Scouts
check
bastards.
the headphones.
2 points off.
Manchester United second in the English Premier League.
I thought he was a PE teacher. I thought he was getting sacked.
Champions League. What? Champions League who?
No.
We're second in the English Premier League. Sorry, when you're not playing your best football like today and you can win, that makes me feel more confident about Manchester United going forward. And, we got Villa on Friday, New Year's Day, like another 3 points. Chelsea's dropping points. Absolutely love to see that. Pure muppetry from Chelsea. Hopefully, this, the team that shall not be named on this podcast drops some more points and just keep picking up points on the table, sir. And we got the game in hand. You love to see it.
You love to see it. You don't know when it's going to be played because all kinds of COVID stuff happening in the UK at the moment. Everton City game getting called off yesterday. So we'll see how many games happen between now and a month from now because there's a lot in flux. But, sir, brick by brick, the games never stop, and they're all important ones. On to the Scousers in about 3 weeks' time. It's going to be a massive match.
And if you're a Manchester United fan, you're a fan of the podcast, sir. This is what it's all about. The ups and the downs. Think of this season, 6-1 to Tottenham, crashing out in the Champions League, RB Leipzig. Now we're just starting to see the table form. We waited till Boxing Day to check the table. We got good news for you. Second place, sir. Second place. I love it. I love it as a Manchester United fan. Makes me happy, sir. Can walk with a little extra pep in your step.
We got a race. It's a race. It really is because, hate to say it, the Scouse Bastards are weakened Scousers without their Van Dijk. And we need, it's a good opportunity for us to take an advantage. And it's a tight race. It'll stay tight. And we got to just keep doing what we're doing. You got to add to the squad in January. You got to get those players out that have just been made sense to get the hell out of there.
Sir, I hate to break it to you.
Mentality. There's a mentality building in this squad, and you can see it. You can see it.
Well, the mentality will be built from scoring goals like Marcus Rashford did and just getting results. Because it's a results-based game. We talk about that. If it's ugly, it's about winning. As Manchester United fans, you feed the plebeians the wins, the 3 points. Everything's good. The minute you start sliding, it doesn't matter how good you look. A.K.A. Bielsa at Leeds, it's everything goes against you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, credit to him. The ship has been not so steady, and he has kind of maintained cool, calm, collected. He's believed in the squad. He's rotated. And the results speak for themselves. If you look at that table, it's been a hell of a season all around, COVID and everything in between, no preseason, and Ole, second place, sir. Let's just hope that we can beat Villa.
Yeah, they're not an easy side, sir. And we haven't even gotten to the pod yet, but you're right. Every game we play, it's going to be a big one. They're all going to matter.
Hey, this guy texted me last night out of the blue. It doesn't text me often.
He doesn't text you often.
You're not like a call text guy. I usually text and call you. I usually bother you. And he texted me, we're going to lose. He's like, we're going to lose last night. I said, what are you doing?
Bad feeling.
What are you doing putting that out there?
Bad feeling.
Why?
Well, I think the gods weren't necessarily, they could have been against us today. Leicester, like you said, deserved to win that today. Probably the point was justified. But I don't know. The wins are always against us, against Wolves. They're a really tough side. They're hard to break down. It was hard today, but got those 3 points, so I ain't complaining.
Sir, this guy's got no shoes in the bunkers doing the bare feet podcast. Sir, you're getting real comfortable. It's freezing in here. I got a winter hat on.
I like to stay sharp,
Look, if you'd like to support this podcast, help Alex get some socks. You can support us on Patreon. You can visit our Patreon site, www.patreon.com/AmericanRedDevils. American Red Devils is for fans, by fans. We want to be independently supported by you, the fans. We don't want any ads, special interest, or anything behind the scenes. This is just us doing it for the love of the game and creating a platform to share that biased fan perspective from the couch. Patreon is great. You can sign up for anything from $1 a month to $20 a month. We're giving away stickers, pins, scarves, etc. Big shout out to our new Sir Alex Ferguson Stan supporter, Luke. That goes a long way, Luke. We really appreciate it. And shout out to our new Stretford End supporter, Michael Williams. It's a great way to support the podcast and support independent fan content. And maybe we can get Alex a pair of shoes by the end of the year if we raise enough money on Patreon. So what do you think?
Sir, shoes or a space heater will probably go a long way in this bunker. It does get a little cold, but we appreciate all of our Patreon supporters. It goes a long way. You can also support the pod by buying merch. If you go to our store at americanreddevils.com, you can go to our Shopify site, pick up a scarf, pick out some Glazer Out gear. It's all there. Another way you can support the pod is you can write a review on iTunes. If you send a photo of the review to our Gmail at americanreddevils@gmail.com, we'll hook you up some stickers, sir. What else we got?
Sir, I mean, it's just anything you do helps us directly, and we're just two fans with a soundboard, barely know how it works. So we're heavy on United as far as the tech side, audiophile side. We're a little light, but I think we're getting better. And, like anything you buy in our store goes directly to keep the lights on here in the podcast bunker. So thank you very much to everyone who has done that, and hopefully everyone has a happy holidays. Happy New Year as well, sir. We will be talking to you next year, if you can believe it. I'm not going to pull any of those cheesy jokes here on the podcast. Let's get into it. Manchester United won Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're wandering up to Old Trafford, game week 15. Let's get into that lineup. Dave saves world number 1 in net. Alex Telles comes in at left back. Maguire Bailly, beast mode Bailly, I'm going to call him. And Wan-Bissaka comes back at right back. Matic Pogba midfield connection. It's been a while since we've seen that. Rashford on the left, Fernandes in the hole, Greenwood on the right, and Cavani up top. Going against the Wolves, the back three, sir. I thought Wolves would try to play the counter game. What'd you make of this lineup from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
I liked it when I saw it coming out. Great, obviously, to see the Spider back in the lineup. He's so important whenever we go out there. We saw that with, obviously, Lindelof right back. And then just going with intent. I like the Matic Pogba connect. Obviously, Cavani up front, Rashford on the left, Greenwood on the right. There's a lot to like. I thought we'd be going at this Wolves side. The only thing maybe you call out for is the Mata. He's always useful in this kind of team when they're so hard to break down. I certainly thought he might have showed up later in the game. He never did, of course.
No, yeah, I really like the special one in this situation when you're trying to break down a team, intent to defend. For me, Greenwood, probably question mark. Matic, Pogba, probably a little too much for these two because they haven't played together. Matic hasn't hit his best form. I think Matic is great, but needs a little more games. I thought this was like a really big fixture to throw them in the midfield. And then Telles, I still rate Shaw there. I think Telles in the back three, maybe as a left wing back, is a little better because he can focus on crossing, getting forward versus trying to do the EPL up and down the pitch. I mean, he's got to acclimate a little bit. It's his first season in England, right?
No doubt. But, we got rotation. Shaw played last game. Matic and Pogba, they're coming in from McTominay and Fred. You got another game on Friday.
Hey, we got away with it, sir. So, I'm just like a little here and there because Wolves is, like you said, inconsistent coming in. You look at the table, you don't think Wolves is that great. Newsflash, they are really good, and I thought we needed probably our best 11 to beat them convincingly, and we left it late. That being said, let's jump in first half. United come out decent, but Wolves are stubborn defensively, sir. Every replay, every shot, every opportunity, I saw 5 yellow shirts on any Manchester United player. It would take something brilliant to break them down because there were 3 people on Rashford when he had the ball, 4 on Bruno. They did an amazing job defending.
No, I mean, if you're talking about a game of halves, they won the first half. It came out all right. They came to us. They were definitely winning the 50-50 balls. They were all over us. It felt like we were playing almost a man down at times a little bit at the beginning because we weren't sharp enough. We weren't fast enough or passing quickly enough to break them down because, they are very well-organized side. They defend really well, and they show that throughout. They're a hard team to get chances on when they're intent to do that against you.
8th minute, Wolves quickly test De Gea twice in a minute, first from Neto and then Traore. Nothing doing there, kind of right at De Gea. 11th minute, De Gea forced into a sprawling save. Wolves asking some questions here early. Like you said, they were set up. They won the first half battle. I think 23rd minute, Wolves hit the bar. De Gea tipped it over a little bit, but still nervy. De Gea, doing a good job. World number 1, hold on to that title.
Yeah, he's getting that competition from Dino. We've talked about it a lot. I think it's definitely a good thing for De Gea to keep, a flame underneath his toes, keep him at his best. He showed it today. He made a bunch of big fingertip reaction saves. That's, what we know about De Gea.
26th minute, finally something from United. Matic finds Cavani with a nice ball, but he's offsides. Cavani always trying to jump early. 34th minute, great chance from United. Greenwood finds Bruno with a terrific ball at the back post. Usually we see Bruno throwing these balls in. Bruno, point blank, he's not going to miss, but Rui Patricio, great save from him. I mean, should have scored, sir. And I told you, I looked at you on the couch and said, seen this movie before.
Yeah, I was expecting a 0-0 draw, maybe even worse. I mean, I love the ball. That's like maybe Greenwood is picking up things, or hopefully all the players are picking up things from the Magnifico, because that's a Bruno ball from Greenwood to Bruno. Should be scoring there. We've seen him score that goal before. Maybe not right at that post, but I had a bad feeling at this point.
39th minute, Day saves, great saves after a nice flick from the Wolves. 45th minute, Maguire puts in a great challenge and a poor half for Manchester United, sir. That was it, 0-0. You looked at it. I said Telles has got to go. What were you thinking after the first half?
No, you were spot on about that. I probably didn't get to that conclusion right away, but we just looked a little slow. We weren't sharp enough. We weren't quick enough. We weren't going at him. It wasn't going to happen. Just like you call it long ball city, sir. Like it was Van Gaal days, and it did feel a little bit like that. Hoofball, exactly.
It felt like a little hoofball to Cavani. But when we're playing against the back 3 from Wolves, there's 2 strategies you can do. I'd expect Rashford and Greenwood to stretch the pitch. It seemed like when we got into their final third, we tried to pass it around, then it'd be like beat someone 1v1 or 1v2 even. Rashford gave the ball away quite a bit. I just thought that you have to be a little more judicious with the ball. You got to switch sides, hold on to it, and then find the vulnerability. That's the only way you're going to be able to break them down. Stretch it wide and either cross it into Cavani, stretch it wide, get Bruno in the channels. I didn't really think once United got into position, our game plan was right. And that's why I think we struggled against Wolves because, the 3 defenders, everything worked. They sat and they just let United have the ball, and we didn't have much to say.
Well, I don't think we're just a counterattack team at this point, but they set up so there were never that many players exposed in front of the ball. They were always ready to go. So we never caught them really on the break. I never felt like we had numbers on them, which is usually our MO. And when we had possession, they were all over us. They were pressing us high. And they defend really well as a team. They're very well organized, well drilled.
Yeah,
side.
but the one weakness of United, and a lot of pundits overseas have talked about it, is like United are a really dangerous team. If you can break down a side like Wolves intend to defend, then we'll kind of hit that next tier. I just think when we got into that final third, it was slow. There was real nothing doing.
We look tired. I have to admit, the boys look a little tired. Some of them. Like Rashford looked a little haggard. Bruno looked a little haggard.
It's a little hero ball, though. At the end of the day, it looks like someone's trying to beat somebody, do it on their own.
There was too much of that.
And yeah, exactly. We just need the team to be gelling, quick passes. Second half, Shaw comes on for Telles. Hopefully trying to get Rashford more involved. I think Ole didn't want to blame Rashford. He'll just blame Telles there because Rashford MB is untouchable. United come out with slightly more intent. We did show we had some more chances here, but Wolves continue to be hard to break down. 64th minute, Martial for Greenwood. I think at this point, Greenwood had kind of done his job. The highlight was that cross to Bruno. And 69th minute, Cavani scores, but he's offsides from a corner. Defender also had a hand to it, sir. But not a handball. I mean, this would have been a stretch.
It would have been a stretch. You really wouldn't need the gods to come up on your favor. We got the gods anyway. They showed up in the 93rd minute with that deflection. But this, we were certainly freaking out.
Sir, we pray to the footballing gods, the VAR gods, pretty much everything in between. 75th minute, Pogba forces Patricio in a good low save. Almost a bit of brilliance from Paul P. 77th, great chance for Martial after United began playing better, but he blasted over the bar. This was really poor from Martial. It felt like there's not a finish in our front three today. And sir, we got a special Telemundo call for everyone out there. 93rd minute. We were waiting for it, sir.
Bruno para Rashford, qué buen pase metió Cavani, se desmarca el uruguayo, no le da Rashford, que ahora se complicó Rashford, ¡gol! Manchester United lo desvió Kilman al remate de Rashford. Mucho premio para el Manchester United, enorme castigo para un muy correcto Wolverhampton.
Increíble la jugada. Como primero.
Increíble, sir. Marcus Rashford, MBE. He tried all day, worked all day. He finally got the goal, got the bounce. 3 points, baby. Look what it means to that team. Look what it means to Marcus Rashford. Everyone's celebrating about the pitch. And, I hate to say, we earned at least 3 points between Leicester and Wolves, so I'll take it.
No, that's a good point. I think we deserve to win Leicester. This one, the draw was probably fair, but good for Rashford. He did not have the best day. I'm sure he would admit it, but you just keep trying. And eventually it pays off. You get rewarded. And it's such a big point, 3 points. Such a big result, sir. Because these are so important. Like winning ugly, winning when arguably you shouldn't. Champions do it. The Scouse Bastards did it last year. United used to do it all the time. They used to do it all the time. And you have to. You want to do it more. You have to do it more than you admit, even. And but that's just part of the game. We did it today. On to the next one, sir.
Every title-winning side wins games and gets away with one. Because if you look at the fixtures, especially now, it's insane how many games they have to play so tight. You got to rotate, and you're always going to show up, and there's going to be a game like Wolves, and to steal it, sir. I mean, that shows resolve. We can build on this one. Villa, we got a lot of rest, a lot of rotation. That's great for United. Let's get into the stats here. 59% of the ball. That's right. We wanted to win. Wolves were just being baby bitches. 41% for Wolves. On target, we had 3, but they had 5. So the counter kind of worked their way. Corners 2-2. Not too much in it. Match reaction. Since losing at home to Arsenal at the start of November, Manchester United have won 7 of the last 9 Premier League games, sir. That's wheel material. Marcus Rashford's goal for Manchester United was his first at Old Trafford in the Premier League in 845 minutes of play since netting in July versus Southampton. And at 92 minutes and 51 seconds, Rashford's strike was their latest winning goal in the Premier League at Old Trafford since September 2009 when Michael Owen scored at 95 minutes and 27 seconds against Manchester City.
That was some Fergie time in that game. It just kept going and going.
That was amazing.
Vintage.
But since Michael Owen has retired, now he's kind of back to the team who shall not be named and kind of hates on United. It's weird thinking, because when he played at United, I rated him. But now that he's a pundit, he kind of is salty on United. So,
once a Scouse, always the Scouse, sir.
This is true. Since his Premier League debut in February, Bruno Fernandes has been directly involved in more goals in the competition than any other player with 32, 18 goals, 14 assists.
That's absurd.
Take that, you Chelsea scum. Kai, sir.
They're not good.
Kai
Havertz.
Kai Havertz.
Who's the other guy?
Who's the guy? Timo
Werner. He's not great.
How much money they need? Oh, my God. Manchester United made 6 changes to their starting 11. Their most in the Premier League since April 2019 when they had 6 changes for a game also against Wolves. Sir, what do we know? Let's check in with the manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Manager's here to take your questions on the game. If you'd like to raise your blue hand, we'll start with you, James Dunbar.
Hi, Lee.
Hi, James.
Hi. Congratulations on the win. I mean, that just must be all about the result for you tonight. It's a massive win in the context of your season.
What a question.
Yeah, fantastic attitude, great result, the desire to keep going and to create that little bit of luck that we earned. We earned that luck. We earned the goal by the desire to keep going. Of course, it's a good way of ending the year. I think the difference, there's so many tight games against Wolves, and to have that edge mentally is great.
Yeah, thank you.
Sam up first.
Hi, Ole. Bruno probably didn't have his best game tonight, but that neck for getting an assist or getting a goal when he's not playing well, does that separate him in terms of the great players are capable of doing that?
You're right in that he didn't play his best game, definitely, and a few of us. But there's a.
All right, so the press conference audio just dropped out.
There you go. 2020.
It's a pretty shoddy operation that United have running there. The journalists, some are just at home, And
they also switched the camera to like when the reporter was asking the question, they got his face. Which
I
funny.
think we've seen the press. Fantastic. I'm going to say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to play it easy. We deserve the 3 points. We worked hard. I think we maybe not played our best, but you win. You smile, sir. You just look at that table. Speaking of the table, we're checking in every week now, sir. We
show it.
We unwrap the table on table day, aka Boxing Day. Here we go.
Got sweeter since.
Team who shall never be named, 32. Manchester United 30, Leicester City 29. They drew. That was important. Everton 29, Aston Villa 26, Chelsea 26. Aston Villa, Chelsea drew. Tottenham 26, City 26. So we got like a game in hand against Leicester, Chelsea, a few teams on the board, and we have that solid 4-point margin. Regardless, sir, how are you feeling about the table?
Dude, the table is so tight, so you can never feel that good because if you did, Everton would have won the league and Tottenham would have won the league, and it don't matter. It matters just like game after game. So I'll let you know after.
Sir, I love this game. Sir, I love this game, baby.
Of course I do.
I love this game. This guy's like, I'll check it later. It's like, sir, second place, Manchester United. This is like the best we've seen since we started this pod. How many pods? 257 pods?
Yeah, but we got to win the league first.
257
pods? Celebrating second?
I'm saying there's something real, sir. There's something real here. And when you check the table after table day and you're like 2 points off number one, you are in a race, sir. You have put that flag, like I said, stuck it in the moon. I question if this team could do it. I think this is shots fired right now, and every game matters. So now we got to watch. Now we got to pay attention to the team who should not be named. Every game they play matters. Every game we play matters. In 8 weeks, we could be 6 like Chelsea scum. That's totally right. I totally agree.
I don't want to get ahead of
myself.
myself.
That's why I'm enjoying it right now.
Enjoy it, sir. Shower that shit.
That's why I'm enjoying
it. But Villa's a tough team. Jack Grealish and his Cavs, they're going to show up to Old Trafford and want to make an impact.
I'm saying enjoy the table while you can.
I'm enjoying it, but don't get ahead of myself.
We're
not even halfway through the league yet, so let's.
So we have a Manchester United. We have a Manchester United podcast.
I know. I'm excited, sir. I don't want to get too excited.
This is arguably the best league position we've had in 257 episodes. So you got to have a little. Sir, have a dark ale,
Sir, have another. All I'm saying is I want the Scousers to drop points and us to win and be above them next time we look at the table. So then I'll get proper excited. I don't want to get ahead of myself, because last time I did.
Sir.
Last time I pushed for Ole's at the wheel, I got burned, sir. We went on a skid.
Okay, whatever.
We did.
Sir, usually I'm glass half empty, your glass half full.
Oh, keep you on ground, sir. You're getting too excited.
I'm just telling you that if we play Liverpool on the 17th and we're within 2 points, that is the biggest match that Manchester United will play since we probably started this podcast. And in a few years, sir. And actually, when it comes to Europa League, Ole play the kids.
Oh,
it's
should.
Like play the kids.
Oh, should.
Get knocked
FA
out
Cup,
by Real
thing.
Sociedad. It's all about the league. I actually think that you gotta completely adjust your strategy here. I know everyone will hate us for that, but if you're within the margin, everything has to be on the league right now.
We also have a deep enough squad that you could play like the Bees and some kids, right? You could play a couple. You could play Mata, Donny Van de Beek. There are players that are going to need minutes. So, It's a good position to be in. We're in a hunt. The big thing I'm hitting at is like they got to strengthen. They got to strengthen. I know we're broke.
Sir, we got 58 million pounds.
I know, but it's Manchester United.
Maui Gym
Second
Stadium.
place, sir.
Okay, look, let's talk about the next match. Manchester United versus Aston Villa FC, sir. At Old Trafford, Friday, January 1st, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Look, you rate Jack Grealish. I think we should have signed him as well. Sir, you appreciate the calf game from Jack Grealish. And Villa, you said you watched them against Chelsea. What's your take on Villa? You said they were beating up Chelsea.
Well, they're a dangerous side. It's like kind of like Wolves. On their day, they can beat up a team. I think they put seven past the Scouse Bastards earlier in the season. So you got to come out with an intent. You got to get those early goals because they got Ollie Watkins, they got Grealish, they're well coached, they're well trained. They made Chelsea look very average. Chelsea are very average, but they really kind of probably should have won that game. So we can't underestimate. I don't think Ole will. And I imagine we're going to go out with a very strong starting 11. But it's a big game. It's the last league game before we play the Scouse Bastards. So it's a huge one.
No, I mean, we got to finish strong. And right now, when you're at this point in the table, every game, it's like, turn up the heat. I mean, this really does matter. And usually dressing rooms sort of rise to the occasion. And I hope that United, they think about United. They think of where they are. This dressing room, they fight through adversity. And they come on top. So there's a big three coming on Friday, and it's tight turnaround. So Aston Villa coming in, beat Wolves 1-0. Nervy, 2 red cards in that game. They drew Burnley, though. They beat West Brom 3-0. That's better than we did. They beat Crystal Palace 3-0. Then they drew Chelsea, but you said they beat them up. Obviously, they have the studs. A little history about Villa. Founded in 1874. They have played at their home ground, Villa Park, since 1897. Winston Churchill in 1897 was born on 30th November 1874, sir, at his family's ancestral home in Oxfordshire. And baseball first played in England's Lord's Cricket Ground, sir. So, it's not bad. 1874 history, not great. It's not quite earmuffs.
No, but they're one of the big old, earmuffs FC, sir. The Builders FC, Aston Villa. They were really good in the 19th century. They're throwing their weight around.
Yep. Totally. Prince William, big fan of Villa as well. Aston Villa are one of the founding members of the Football League in 1888 and of the Premier League in 1992. Villa are only one of 5 English clubs to have won the European Cup in 81-82. Hell of a year to be a Villa fan. They've also won the Football League First Division 7 times, FA Cup 7 times, the League Cup 5 times, and the European Super Cup once. I mean, so Villa's got some silverware, even though they did get promoted last season. Villa have a fierce local rivalry with Birmingham City, and the Second City Derby between the teams has been played since 1879. The club's traditional colors, claret shirts with sky blue sleeves. I actually do rate those kits. Traditional badge, they got the lion, sir. Club is currently owned by the NSWE Group, a company owned by the Egyptian billionaire Nassef Sawaris and the American billionaire Wes Eden. So they do have some money behind them. They won a big ticket for Jack Grealish. Obviously, we rated him. We should have bought him when they were in the championship. We passed. Jack Grealish, checkered pass, or he's been passed out in the street. Big bottles of Ciroc at the club. Crashing his Range Rover, you know the drill, but he shows up and he plays lights out on Saturday and Sunday. That seems like a Manchester United legend to me.
He's a Manchester United.
He's got a dog. He got some dog in him.
He's a hell of a player.
I like that.
He win a lot of free kicks for this team, create a lot. Little off-field antics. That's not unfamiliar at Manchester United, of course, if the player is up to his snuff. But I think the window, the ship has sailed. We can't afford him at this point.
He's not quite like getting hammered with grandmothers in South Florida like Wayne Rooney.
So Wayne Rooney likes some vintage.
Physioroom.com, sir. We have Marcus Rojo. He's enjoying his vacay. Same with Phil Jones. And Lindelof, lower back injury. The quote earlier was Victor did not train this morning, so we'll give him 24 hours. He's still getting treatment. Unknown return. That was yesterday when Ole was quoted in the presser of the update. So it seems to me Lindelof could be available, or we could be saving him. So
could be saving him because we got games coming, sir. It's not just like next if it happens, there's a City Cup tie, and then we got Watford in the FA
That's
Cup.
the COVID Cup tie, sir. Given those injuries, what is your lineup?
This is what I've got. Dave says in net, back four AWB, by Maguire and Shaw, a midfield of Fred, McTominay, and Bruno, and a front three of Martial, Greenwood, and Cavani.
Greenwood gets the start after that Wolves performance, huh?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Rashford.
All right. I'm going to say Hendo. We're going to get Hendo in there. Fill a perfect fixture for him. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof back in from injury. Maguire, Shaw. Fred, McTominay, midfield. Bruno, Martial on the left, Cavani, and then James on the right. You got to give Rashford a break. We all remember his back. They overplayed Rashford. He needs a rest. And he didn't, other than the deflected goal, I think he kind of needs a game. Booking the bookies, Manchester United heavy favorites, minus 140 to win, draw plus 320. Villa to win plus 330, sir. Heavy favorites, as far as first-time goal scorer, Bruno Fernandes plus 450. Cavani plus 470. Marcus Rashford plus 470. Rashford, Martial plus 500. Sir, given those are the odds, what is your score prediction for this match?
I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, and we're always good to leak a couple. I'm going to call it 4-2. It's nervy early, but we open them up in the second half.
You almost stole it, sir. I'm going to say 3-2. I think it's going to be like United could be down 2-1 at 67th minute. United down 2-1, score 2. Like
bring on Pogba.
We're at the wheel, baby. We're at the wheel. Let's do it. United in the news, sir. Get the music. United in the news. Transfer news here. All agreed as midfielder edges closest to Manchester United. Manchester United are closing in on signing of Independiente del Valle starlet Moises Caicedo, according to reports in Ecuador. We've talked about this on the pod previously. Romano said Red Devils were in pole position, sir. The music just ripping here. Manchester United were linked with him. Romano said we were in pole position. I think he is going to be coming, and he only made his first team debut in October 2019, but since then his career has taken off. I rate him, sir. What do you make of the youngster?
No, I think this player is the real deal. Whoever has been, in charge of scouting over the last 2-3 seasons, I think has had a considerable uptick at United, and he looks a real talent. Apparently, a lot of Europe is after him, and he looks ready to go. He's not going to be like a Ahmad or a Facundo who hasn't gotten a lot of senior minutes.
Ahmad's ready to go.
He hasn't.
He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Is he? We'll see how much he plays.
He's ready to go.
I can guarantee that if they join at the same time,
Ahmad is ready to go. I'll tell you.
All right, sir. Well, we'll see what Ole says.
I'll say. You want to talk about
when's his first minutes? When's Ahmad Diallo's first minutes for Manchester United first team?
He'll sit on the bench for a game or two. He'll come in for 15. He'll look great, and for him to start, we're talking March, but he'll feature off the bench for United for sure. In late, I would say whenever he gets his passport done, 30 days post him getting official coming into training, he'll be off the bench, and I bet you he'll probably be starting by the end of the season. You can mark my words.
Starting, wow. Well,
Ahmad's ready to go.
I'm not saying Moises will be ready to start. This guy's making bold predictions on the pod.
So we need a right winger.
We certainly do, and he looks a top player. Moises looks a top player as well. He certainly wouldn't be a media starter, but he looks a player, someone that could take the burden off of Fred, who could be an heir apparent eventually to Matic. So I'm all about it. Good price. £4.5 million is what it's being quoted as. What's not to like?
Sir, shopping in the bargain bin.
I love it.
Down in Ecuador.
We're broke, baby. We're broke.
Those type of deals are going to be doing. Next bit of news here. Manchester United watching Lens defender Facundo Medina ahead of January transfer window. Argentinian. Manchester United are watching him. He plays left back, plays center back, sir. You put him on the list. You did the scouting. What do you make?
I mean, he goes of the new breed that we're going for. Seems to be more willing to have South American imports. Just made the switch from playing South American football to playing in Europe, playing at Lens. Can play both on the left center back, right center back, and left back. So versatile. That's what Ole's looking for. High work rate, tough as nails, Argentina style. You know how they like to tackle down there. So
got a lot of tattoos, I bet.
A ton of tattoos, of course. What do you expect?
Sir, next bit of news you love to see on the transfer front. I do like this new transfer strategy. We're going bargain bin.
Yep.
Let's go to South America. Let's get some promising young talent. Can't complain considering we only got $58 million on the books at Manchester United, multi-billion-dollar
That's
company.
pre-dividend.
Who would have thought, sir? Moves almost wrapped wrapped up. I will be getting into the finances in January. Just an update there. I know I've been slacking. Sorry, but I only have with all the fixtures. Like the fact we're getting the pods out is a miracle.
In fact, this guy comes in. Our wives haven't divorced us is a miracle. Sir.
This guy comes in is like, you gotta hurry up. This guy is always in a rush. Sorry. Next bit of news here. Premier League. This guy's in a rush.
I'm not in a rush. I'm having a great time. Pod therapy, baby.
I love it.
It's free.
Premier League considers short break due to COVID-19 cases. The wives mailing this one in. Why
don't you guys take a break? Take a couple weeks off.
Yeah, they're supporting this one strongly. Apparently, out of nowhere, you come over to watch the Wolves game, and you're telling me that they're considering the circuit breaker break. Apparently, Big Sam's running the EPL. So, let's take a step back. We talked about it earlier. City reports an outbreak.
Yesterday, right?
Yesterday. Not a surprise. It's City. Either way, their match with Everton's postponed. Everton kind of made a statement like, hey, we want to figure out what actually happened here because all of a sudden all this went down and there's really no clarity. So City are doing a lot of testing, yada, yada, yada. But they're getting a free pass against Everton. And then apparently, I would think you would forfeit. We can get to that in a little bit. But essentially, there have been 18 positive tests, sir, that came back on Tuesday across all Premier League clubs. It's the highest it's been ever since Project Restart. And we all know the super COVID strain is in the UK. And all these teams kind of having these mini outbreaks. It's getting hot. It is winter in the UK. And I view it as something where you don't stopping the season doesn't make sense. You look to the NFL, and rarely do I look to the NFL for recommendations. But, if a team had positive tests, they would literally delay the game and then they super test the team, and anyone who wasn't positive would end up playing. So it's almost more like you just be man down instead of no playing.
Which is, I don't know how they're going to keep pushing games, postponing games, because we have Euros coming, qualifiers, all these cups. They have to start punishing teams that have outbreaks because that's the only way to.
No, the players can't play. I mean,
that's what I think. You just put academy players.
You don't forfeit. You say, okay, City, we'll play the Everton game in 3 days. Then everyone stays at home. They do the test, and then you figure out who is positive, who's not, and then whoever isn't can play. And then, literally in the NFL, you're man down. And don't tell me when you look at NFL sideline, there's 80 people there. That is harder. How can they do it?
And City have a hell of an academy. You know what I'm
saying?
They don't really use it, but they should. This is when you should be forced to use it because these games need to get played.
Yeah, we can't we can't stop the season and then because you can't delay it because of Euros. And obviously in the summer, things are going to be completely different. So everything's going to be okay to play. So you almost have to get through. And it's look, if Big Sam doesn't want to coach, he can have an assistant do it. I just honestly think that, or he could wear more PPP. I mean, I don't see any managers wearing they should. You look at the NFL, the coach has face shields, masks. I mean, if Sam Allardyce is out on the touchline with a face shield, he just doesn't do it. I just think what we're currently, the period we're in, is what worked before isn't working now. I mean, you go look at the players. How many people has Jesse Lingard hung out with?
Too many.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why
that
he's on the
doesn't work.
squad. That's why he wasn't in the squad for a while. But the thing is, it's also because the numbers throughout the world are at an all-time high. People are traveling a lot.
But how can one player
there's the holidays?
But how can players hang out with all these people, do all these things? Every single person do that and expect not to have outbreaks in teams. It's almost like players should be isolating.
Most of these players are. I mean, they should be. I mean, Neymar's having parties with 500 people.
No, but I'm saying,
sure some of these
City players would probably,
they probably saw some people, saw a bigger group of people. All the United fans seem to be just hanging out with their family, doing nothing, not going anywhere. It's just
other than Jesse, but it just seems like.
But Jesse missed weeks and weeks because he couldn't get back in.
But they have to understand, the billions of dollars that are on the line for the season, the TV rights, everything, the clubs. It's they really have to sort of lock this down, have better rules, basically do the same thing the NFL did, where you basically play without players who have it, and you keep playing. And I don't want to see this whole circuit breaker stop for 2 weeks thing that Sam Allardyce is coming up with. I don't think that's going to do anything. If they want to stop it for 2 months, that might do something. But like we said, Euros, you can't. So you're kind of in a rock and a hard place. The EPL has said it's a fluid situation. They're floating a lot of ideas. I think what you're going to see over the next couple of days is, everything in between.
It's coming to a boil right now. I mean,
it is coming to a boil.
There was talk of it today. Just like I think there's an outbreak at Fulham, so that match tomorrow might need to be postponed. So it's like kind of like the last game, sir. It's kind of like boiling all over again, and it's going to change day to day. So we don't even know. By tomorrow, the Friday game could be off for all we know. So hopefully it doesn't. I mean, because like I said, 2 weeks isn't going to make that big of a difference. They should basically, the players that can't play, they've been exposed, just have them quarantined. They can't play for the team, and you just got to get the games on. There are enough players at these squads between the first team and their academy. You just got to field 11 players.
Well, it's literally the reason why there's the outbreaks was just the holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that's, and it's a shame, but players are breaking the rules, sir. They're seeing a lot of people, and that's really what it is. Just per the Telegraph, what we're discussing is multiple Premier League owners have discussed a 2-week break in January after the FA Cup third round to try to stop the spread of COVID. Per the report, the FA Cup games are of particular concern as the lower leagues of English football have been significantly impacted. And that's a whole nother point, is that the lower leagues, they probably will have to shut down, because they don't have the financial backing. They don't have the resources to kind of elevate COVID protocols like the English Premier League. But by hook or by crook, you got to finish this season, sir. We're in second place, so we can't be having this.
We also, I don't, normally I'd want not a big break, but you'd want a break. These players have been playing their asses off, but at the end of it, we're also in good form. So you don't want to take a break, maybe come back in worse form. But they do need they need a break. They've been playing like so many games. Sir,
no break.
Never had a summer break, first of all. They never had the summer off.
It doesn't, sir. We're second place. You got to keep playing. Like Paul Scholes, you play.
We're playing. Paul Scholes. They didn't have a freaking pandemic, so we'll see what happens. It's going to change by Friday when we do the post-match game. Hopefully, God willing, of the Villa game.
I think that the only thing different the NFL is they play once a week, so it's they actually have push games to Tuesday or Wednesday. Here, it's a little different. Again, I think you just got to go with the man down, keep playing. Like if you got to play the U23s, you play them. Like. Good experience for those lads. Next bit of news, quick touching on the Burnley United fixture. We've talked about this before. Apparently, the game in hand might be played in April, pending Manchester United's Europa League run. And the reason was that everyone thought it could be played in January, and it wasn't scheduled when the new times for the fixtures came out. And because of Manchester United and Europa League, it could be played as late as April. So imagine the team who shall not be named having the game in hand, sir. All the way to April.
With Burley.
But like it's
Burnley.
You always call him Burley.
Burley the Builders. Bob the Builders.
Burley played at Turf Mortar. This is interesting. This has never happened either. So you're talking about a really unique season. We could have a game in hand all the way to April.
No, this is going to be, I hope the season ends how it's currently scheduled to end. If there are pauses, it's going to throw everything to flux. The Euros, the season itself, we got to just keep the ball moving. And on to the next one. I'm looking forward to Villa. Hopefully, no more games get shut down, but it could happen, sir. It feels like something's coming around the corner.
I don't want to go back to streaming vintage games. That was a low. Yeah, that was a tough one. Fan questions, jumping into it. Really appreciate all the fan questions on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Really appreciate the hot banter. This is like the fan takes or hot takes coming at you right here at Briquette Mets. Quote, Nuno may be trying to sign the entire Portuguese national team, but he's missed out on the most important one, and he tweeted a little gif of Bruno Fernandes. What do you make of that?
Sir, where would we be without Bruno Fernandes? 2020 has been a tough year for a lot of people. It's important to find the good things about it. Me having a son, that's certainly up there. Right behind that probably is us signing Bruno Fernandes. That's like the most significant thing that's happened to this club in a long time. One of the biggest signings we made in a long time. We've talked about superlatives on this pod, but he is such a player, elevates everyone around him. Legend in the making. Keep it going. Just, let's get some silverware.
From Instagram, C. Sanders, 1984. Way to dig deep by the boys. Glad to see Ole making changes earlier in the match. Sir Marcus, a legend already. Second place, boys. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? No one's talking about us like we're in second, sir.
No.
They're like, Arsenal finally squeaked out a win today. They gave him more compliments than Ole got. And he deserves it because brick by brick, he's gotten a lot of shit in the way, including from within our own fan base. Hey, our expectations are very, very high. I get it. But, sir, nothing comes right away. It's like, especially when we don't get a big transfer kitty. This is always going to take a little bit of time. Patience.
What the Chelsea fan on the thread after the match?
They say nothing. He said, nothing. What did they say?
Quote, wow, a BS goal. That's all he's got to say. Tough times.
There you go.
At Brian Vargas 23, quote, is Ole rotating the squad enough? Who, and with the transfer window coming up, Get sold, sir.
Is Ole rotating the squad enough? I mean, I could argue maybe not, but you got to win. So it's like you hear like there's the schools camp. It's like you got 14 players, you play them. you play your best players. The best players, you just keep playing them, and I get that. But there's
against Leicester, who was second, you can argue the best team's got to play then. So it's almost like the best team didn't play Leicester, the best team didn't play Wolves. I would argue maybe rotating a little too much. You can kind of argue.
Right. I mean, it feels like you did win. Get the win today. It feels like the right
you get
level
the Leicester,
of rotation.
Where are you if you get the Leicester win?
Sure, but you don't.
Where are you?
If you get the Leicester, you don't win this.
Where are you? If
you don't get everything. You can't get everything. So you were 2 points off. Don't be greedy.
All right, at JDW 300, quote, if Bailly is healthy, he starts. Fantastic performance by him today against Adama. I don't want to see Greenwood for a game or two. Put Martial on the wing and go 2-man up front. Martial looked far more dangerous. All in all, wonderful 3 points. What do you make of the whole Greenwood? I do agree. Greenwood needs a rest.
He needs a rest, and Martial looked so good when he came off the bench, but all about the 3 points, all about on to the next one. I like the buy, him with Maguire looks great. They look a great combination because Harry, he turns like a cruise ship, bro. We love Harry. I love him to death, but you need kind of that like catch-up speed that Bailly has that bails him out of situations.
So they were a little out of position a few times.
They were, but Bailly did catch him out, caught it, bailed out his boy, and Harry bailed out the defense a couple times today. So both play well. Shout out to those two.
And speaking of Harry, just remember, this team's got to learn how to head the ball. The amount of chances we had.
From a corner.
Rashford had a free header. Harry, another opportunity. It's like we got to go to heading school. I think we're probably not heading the ball as much given all the dementia-related news here, but, win the title, you got to be able to head the ball, sir. I mean, where the headed goals?
Greenwood almost had a good one recently. You're right.
He's probably the best. Yeah.
No, I think Cavani. Cavani's the best, I would say.
That's true.
Harry used to be lights out. Remember Leicester, how many goals he used to score from corners? He's got it.
I'm waiting. I always say
down. Just put it down. He always blasts it over.
At T. Zolski, Fergie time. Finding a way to win games could pay huge dividends in the end. Not sure we deserved all three, but I'll certainly take it onwards and upwards into 2021 in second place. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, T. Zolski. I can't believe 2020 is almost over, sir.
Thank goodness. But, dude, second this year, that's progress, baby. I'm talking about first next year.
At hard_bonk_life, quote, not a great performance, but this time of year, it's all about picking up points, job done, on to the next. And that's a great point because Sir Alex Ferguson, we always won the title. It'd be like we'd be behind in holiday fixtures. We'd just be able to just rob all the points we could and just climb up the table. You love to see it. At Jamal Mota, quote, who's looking at the table now, boys? Every single Manchester United fan. I'm making a t-shirt with the table, so I'll be wearing it around. At Dave Pause on Twitter, thank fuck for that. Dog shit for 94 minutes, then a deflected goal. We needed those 3 points today to win leagues. You need luck. Hashtag 21 times. It's better to be lucky than smart, sir. In the English Premier League, you need that one.
You need luck. You always need luck to win titles. Doesn't matter how good of a team you are. And got a little luck today. So good for us. Let's bottle up that luck. We're going to need it on Friday, too. They're a solid team.
Ant_Triola, always tough against Wolves, got 3 points, all that matters. Shaw came in and played well. Passing needs to be crisper. We got the win, 3 points. At CJ Saz, great contributor to the blog, sir. Quote, can we crop Alexis out of the picture? Really excited about this win. Great effort from Wolves as well, sir. So you actually thought about replacing Alexis Sanchez in that song.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, did I? The goal was to have Sancho. I'm not sure I ever said anything about driving Alexis Sanchez.
No, but it would be like we got Paul Pogba,
Sancho, and Fred.
Sancho, yeah. But then what happens with Paul Pogba leaves? Then it's like we got
Fred. We got Bruno.
We got Marcus.
Yeah, well. So we're not going to roll.
We got Marcus, Rashford.
We're not going to figure it out right now. Stop spitting on fire.
Sir, we got Marcus, Rashford, and Fred.
Marcus Rashford and Fred.
Not bad. It's a shout.
No, but it's not good because Marcus Rashford is the next line. Marcus Rashford is making and Fred. You can't have it twice. On to the next. Sorry, you can work on that. You work on that after you finish moving.
At Thanicus Maximus, quote, David De Gea is my man of the match. He looked his old self again. I also don't think Bruno's getting enough credit for the last ball. Champions are made from gritty wins like this. Hashtag road to 21.
Well said.
Glazers out, sir. Love that.
Glazers out. Don't forget, because when they don't spend this January, it's because of the greedy owners down in South Florida just sucking every penny out of this club.
At Ty Kircher on Twitter, quote, the boys were putting me to sleep. I was thinking about all the drop points. during the festive fixtures until, lo and behold, Marcus Rashford steps up and saves us. And at you, Bolson, we'll finish on this one. Love that belief. That's how to seal a W in a tough game. Once more, with the recipe, we expect to produce goals equals Bruno to Sir Marcus, putting a lot of pressure on the unmentionables at the top of the table. Still early, but we may have a title challenge in us. Cheers. Look, hope everyone had a great holiday. Happy New Year's to everyone, sir. Second place. Can you believe it? How many pods, sir? 200. This might be 258. We've done 258 pods. And United flying high. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He deserves it.
Break it on through, baby. Let's keep going, sir. Second. We got high as second under Jose Mourinho, but let's get to first.
Sir, are you saying there's a chance?
Feels like there's a chance.
Saying there's a chance. Look, this has been the pod. We are the American Red Devils, for fans, by fans. You want to support us, check us out on Patreon, www.patreon.com/AmericanRedDevils. If you don't like Patreon, buy a scarf, buy a shirt, buy a pin, buy a sticker in the store at www.americanreddevils.com. We have some great fan-generated content on the blog. We absolutely love using our platform to get the fan perspective out there because that's what it's about, sir. We can't be having all the negative Manchester United bias in the UK media and then the just Muppets on NBC, LFC tell us about United. We need the fans to have that microphone like we have and just tell them how it is, sir, because, you would think Ole was the worst manager in the world. All of a sudden we're second and Super Frank's automatically crowned. Arteta's automatically crowned. I mean, the bias in the punditry is just unbelievable. And that's why, this is a safe space for United fans.
It's like a warm blanket, so there's always a place for us. If you listen to NBC Sports, you would think that Mikel Arteta is the most one of the most talented managers in the world. And don't matter what they have to say. Because
Arteta in, baby, all day. I love Arteta.
Keep it going. They're playing dominant football.
Sir, we've had some amazing downloads this week. Hit us with our top downloads last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? Chicago, Illinois. Number 2, Jersey City. Dublin, Ireland. Sir, keep us going.
Hernando, Mississippi. West Columbia, South Carolina. Truckee, California. Lake Tahoe. Shout out to our boy Watson up there.
What a Watty.
Finish it up.
Number 7, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Lee Summit, Missouri. 9, Bella Vista, Arkansas. And last but not least, Oslo, Norway. Appreciate all the downloads from everybody around the world. All the American Red Devils. So games keep on ticking.
Sir, more Ireland on the board internationally. Chippenham, United Kingdom, Sydney, Australia, Maple Ridge, Canada. Maple Ridge. We see you. We see you, Maple Ridge. We like the maple syrup.
Appreciate you, Canada.
Appreciate you, Canada. On the list, sir.
What
a week. We got more, sir, this week. We're going to be recapping Villa. It's going to be crazy. Friday, what a game. Sir, I tweeted it out earlier today. Is Ole at the wheel? 83.2% say yes. The no's, 16.8%. Sir, you know what that means. How good does it feel?
Ole's at the wheel.
Come on!